Hello lovelies, back again. So nice to see you all. Thank you for coming to visit and spending some time. I have a shorter video today just to check in, say hi. I have a shop update. I have a bit of a recap from the Daisy Chain Stitches retreat, which was so much fun, and I have a sampler I promised to show you. So really nice to see everybody. I hope you're well, but my hearts are going out particularly to Sheila and EJ and Gary and Ronnie from the Sunshine Stitches and Gary and Stitchery. Have always been so kind. We hope you guys are safe and well. I know there's a lot going on in Florida and surrounding areas at the moment, and yeah, hearts are with you. So today is a quiet morning. I think I'm approaching the day when I might actually get some time to just sit down and stitch, and I'm looking forward to that. I cannot begin to tell you. But in the meantime, we have some updates for you. First of all my expo releases are up in my Etsy store, charts and PDFs. Again, thank you to everybody who was waiting so patiently. The threads are the brand new Cottage Garden Threads bookshelf range are up there too, early before other shops are getting them. Well, shops that weren't at Expo. So everything is up there except for thread packs for in the library. I'm waiting on one colour, and then they'll be up the minute I can, and they'll be up in full skein packs and the pre-sorted ones as well if you'd just like to try them out. So again, thank you for your patience. They will be up as soon as I possibly can. And yeah, thank you to everybody who's waited so patiently. That's much appreciated. Oh, and blog posts as well are up with stitching tips for in the library and finishing tips for the spiders. And yeah, I will hope to do videos for those as well, but yeah, we'll see how time wise we can manage that. Anyway, shop update out of the way. More fun. Retreat recap. I'm sipping out of my Daisy Chain Stitches retreat mug, which was in a bag of goodies from the retreat, which just feels like Christmas. But yes, first of all, Daisy Chain Stitches retreat. I told you last time we were packing up, getting crazy busy, ready, getting everything ready for. This is a first time retreat being run by Theresa from Daisy Chain Stitchery and Nicky Noodle, who you know from Flosstube. So, they did the most wonderful job. Thank you guys so much. It was such a joyful retreat. It was just impeccably run. Forgive me, I got hiccups. Impeccably run. And I can't imagine what that is to take on, particularly for your first one. That's so much work. So I thank you so much. It was held in the beautiful Hunter Valley, which is a region of New South Wales, which is famous for its vineyards. So it was in this lovely old sort of country hall building up on a little hill with vineyards all around, which was, felt terribly posh to me. And that was lovely to be able to actually go there. I'd never actually been, excuse me, to the Hunter Valley before. And one of the really exciting things for me about the retreat was I got to take my sister Sarah to come with me. She lives about an hour away from the Hunter Valley, so we got to stay. I got to stay with her and her lovely kids. And because where I'm staying at the moment is quite a distance from her, we haven't seen a lot of each other over the past couple of years with everything going on. So I was just thrilled to be able to spend some time with Sarah. And she's a stitcher too. My mum is a stitcher, and she taught us both when we were really young. And yeah, so she's a wonderful stitcher and very, very creative, does all sorts of amazing work. But she hasn't had the opportunity to participate in the stitching community very much, so it was really nice for her to sort of come along and meet some friends, and that was really great. And it was really nice to have her help as well. She helped me with transport and everything, so thank you, Sass. Yeah, but the best thing about the retreat, they're people. There is something about stitches. I really think that stitches are unusually kind people, and kindness is not something that gets enough attention, let me tell you, because when you spend time amongst kind people, I can't think of anything better. And thank you so much for everybody who stopped by and said hello, and to meet, you know, friends old and new. There was just highlight of my year. You know, my stitching job and my other job as well. I work from home, so it's, you know, I work by myself. So to actually spend time with other wonderful people was just the biggest joy I could imagine. So there's too many people to say hello to, but thank you to everybody. I didn't meet a single person who wasn't just a standout delight. So thank you all so much. Yeah, it was a wonderful retreat. Sarah and I got there on the second day. Unfortunately, we had to work around her work schedule. So we came on the Saturday. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were there on the Saturday and Sunday. So I hope we can get there for all 3 days next time. And yeah, it was wonderful to walk into this hall full of all these incredibly kind, happy people doing something they love. You know, I wish they were on every weekend. Oh. So the retreat was amazing. Again, so beautifully put together, and we had lovely weather for it, which was fantastic. You know, sunlight, and you know, it was a good time of year before it gets too hot. So that was just great. And I got to meet so many lovely people, as well as connect with some other designers and dyers and makers that, you know, I know, but I haven't met in person. So that seems even more than after what we've all been through over the past few years, it's means more to me than I can say. So really, thank you everybody. And Theresa and Nicky, thank you so much for all your hard work in putting that together, because I can't imagine what that was, and you just did a wonderful job, so thank you. So yeah, I have a little bit of haul to show you. I'm not a big haul person, so not going to be a big haul regular segment, but again, meeting some other makers and designers in person, it was great to be able to actually support them and everything, and I have some lovely things to show you of theirs. But before I do, it was very kind of Theresa and Nicky to ask me to do a design for the retreat participants. So Nicky and I had a talk about, you know, what they would like, and I actually did a design in 2 parts. The first is an antique reproduction that just had the most perfect sentiment of how I feel about stitches, and, you know, about Theresa and Nicky, and it's something that I wanted to share. So this is something that will be coming out probably early next year, maybe late this year. We'll see. It will be coming out, but this was a retreat exclusive to begin with. This is the antique I will show you now, because I'm doing something else with my own. This is a tiny little, it's a very plain sampler, but the sentiment just, this is Jane Whiston. As for those of you who are busy stitching and not looking up, the sentiment says, "The kindness that my friends have shown, oh, teach me to repay by double kindness of my own in every future day." I think Jane was a stitcher, and Jane was a kind stitcher. So it was such a pleasure to be able to share her beautiful words with stitches there. So yes, this will be coming out, but yeah, those guys got it first. So that was half of the retreat design, and the other half, I took a couple of the words from that and made it into a little souvenir for the retreat. Nicky said she'd love something that, you know, people could take as a good memory for being the retreat. And as it was called, as it's the Daisy Chain Stitches Retreat, wow, I did just a little pillow that has my friends from the sampler, the name of where we are, Colburn, the date, and the border is a daisy chain of everlasting daisies. In Australia, we have these beautiful paper daisies that are called everlasting daisies. So it's an everlasting daisy chain from my friends. And this is stitched on 32 count weathered by Nicola from Number 12 Stitch Co, who was there as well. And using the new Cottage Garden Threads bookshelf threads, and it was so lovely. So many people were actually stitching this at the retreat, and as someone who, you know, works away on their computer at home, to be able, you know, to see people actually stitching your work it's a real honor. So thank you, and I'm glad so many of you found that was a really nice memory to have, and to see, you know, your finishes popping up is just really, you know, really lovely. Anyway, I was really pleased how this came out, and working with the new threads was just super exciting. I love the variegation we got. That's in pocket full there of the flowers, so they all look different. I think it just looks beautiful. I might do something with that border a little later, you know, down the track, because I think it turned out so well. But yeah, that was the design retreat for now, and it's always fun to do things like that. So yeah, oh, and Nicola from Number 12 Stitch Co has finished Jane Wiston and made it up into a beautiful little huswife, which is, yeah, her finishing is just incredible. So yeah, that was really nice to see. Oh, and speaking of haul, I'm sorry, I have to do a little bit of haul. Like I said, not going to be a regular thing, but I will show you. Now, going to a retreat is a chance to, you know, meet other stitchers, but also meet other people who share their creativity with us. And it was really lovely to meet Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs, who's another Australian designer. She's on Etsy. Again, if I can remember, I'll put everything in the description box. I'm still working out how to do all these things. Bear with me. Tea. Now, Lisa does some beautiful Australian samplers, some ornaments. You know, she's really putting out a lot of stuff at the moment, and it's been wonderful seeing what, you know, her beautiful models in person as well. It was great. She's an absolutely lovely person to speak to, and I really look forward to, you know, doing some things in the future. That will be fun. And I got to see some of her lovely fabric in person as well. She's also a dyer, and she has recently started doing some, I believe, forgive me if this is wrong. Oh, before I forget, Lisa also has a Flosstube channel. So if you're looking for more Australian Flosstubers, she's part of the Shady Trees Stitches, and that's trees with a Z, and who are both a delight. And they did a little interview with me on the thing. I haven't looked at it yet because I'm too shy. Hopefully I didn't sound like too much for Twit. Anyway, really lovely Flosstube channel. Really, really lovely people. So give them a go too if you're looking for some more Australian Flosstubers. Anyway, yes, Paddock Lane Designs. Lisa also dyes fabric. And from what she was saying, she's recently started. She does all sorts of amazing, beautiful colours. And really interesting, unique kind of things that I haven't seen anywhere else. So that, you know, they were just amazing. But she's also started doing some more prim colours. which are more to my style. I love all the bright colourful ones, but you know, and I love seeing what people do to them, you know, do with them. Words, not my thing today. Love seeing what people do with them. So I've got one here I'm going to have a play with, and we'll see what comes up. But some of the beautiful fabric that I bought from her, and also some of her fabric that I bought from Theresa from Daisy Chain Stitchery there, who had the most amazing spread of beautiful things. Anyway, this is one that Lisa did called Colonial, which, forgive me, it's in these bags, but it's the only way I can remember the name. Colonial, which is this fabulous sort of dark, mottly, sort of old gold brown, which is going to be fabulous to have a play with. I picked up, oh, this one's called Blue Breath. Really lovely, soft blue. This one's called Blush. Again, really soft peachy pink, which is really super pretty. And the one I'm looking forward to having a play with is called Spooky Forest. Now, can I get this? Let me get it out of the bag so you can see. I know these bags are noisy, forgive me. This is Spooky Forest. It's reminiscent of Murky, but I think it's got the most fabulous kind of mottling on it. I just have no idea what I'm going to do with this yet, but I can't wait to have a play. It's beautiful. So good job, Lisa. It's really nice. And yeah, I think, yes, it's going to be inspiring for my creativity. I'm not sure what yet, but something will arise. It's, as a designer, it's so, I know you guys are stitchers too, you get so inspired by beautiful fabric and beautiful threads. It spurs your own creativity on. As a designer, it does that too. You know, sometimes you might start with a colour, or you start with a piece of fabric, or you start with a little tiny idea, and you know, the process of putting it all together is a wonderful thing. So thank you all to all the dyers out there who inspire us so much. But yeah, that was Lisa's beautiful fabric. And then I have used Nicola from number 12 Stitch Co's fabric for years now, and she's one of my very favorite fabric dyers, and this is the first time we actually got to meet in person. And hi, Nicola. It was so lovely to meet you, and that was a highlight for me to spend a little time with Nicola. She's a very kind and very talented dyer, so it was lovely to see her in person and to see all her beautiful fabric in person. Now, Australian stitches, you hear me, we don't have a lot of needlework stores, and they've spread very far apart, so to actually get to see fabric in person is often quite a rare experience for us. So to go to a retreat and there's people there with fabric, it can go a bit nuts. I think I was reasonably well restrained, but was absolutely lovely to see Nicola's fabric in person. So let me show you what I got. Now, one of Nicola's new colours, again, number 12 Stitch Co on Etsy. I'm sure a lot of you know her work as well already, but if you don't, you're missing out. Now, this is in the most divine colour called French Pear. I don't know if that's showing up very well. It's a really delicate sort of antique soft green. It's divine. Now, I remember years ago before I was designing, I was looking to do, I think it was a long dog, on some green fabric, and I just couldn't find green fabric anywhere. So this is, I think, one of my new favorite colors, and I can't wait to have a play with this. So another new color she did is called Sea Mist, which is a really sort of grey kind of green, like you know, rolling mist coming in off the beach on a cloudy day. It's absolutely beautiful, and something I haven't seen before, I don't think. So again, I'm really looking forward to having a play with that. Another new colour, it's hard to keep up with it, Nicola, is called Silica, which is a fabulous neutral, a sort of slightly pinky brown, but very pale kind of neutral brown. Again, monitors, it's hard to show these things. It's beautiful, really look fabulous with almost anything on that, I think. So that's Silica, looking forward to that. And then I treated myself to a couple of large pieces for some bigger designs I have coming up. Now this is one of my favorite of Nicola's. This is called Weathered. This is what I did the little retreat pillow on. This is a fabulous color that I find particularly good for antique reproductions. It's kind of the color of old aged kind of linen. It's a very sort of soft, slightly brown taupey grey, and it looks, I haven't stitched a thing on it that didn't look fabulous. It's one of my very, very favorite colors, particularly for reproductions. I have a quite a large sampler that I'm going to be reproducing on this. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to it, but I've got this ready to go. That is just, it's the most perfect color for the original. So yeah, this is Weathered. That's a real favorite of mine. The other favorite of mine that I love of Nicola's is called Toasted Mallow. It's just the most perfect sort of very pale, slight yellowy gold kind of neutral that looks, it's almost like old sunshine. I don't know if that makes any sense, but makes me, what it reminds me of, I used this in one of my older designs, Manon's Garden, which yeah, just the most perfect neutral for almost anything. So, and the next one I got for something that I have actually already started, for a big antique reproduction that I started last year and stitched almost 3/4 of, and I've decided I hate it. So I'm starting it again, and I'm starting it on, well, you can't tell anything from there, Nicola's gorgeous fabric called Russian Caramel. It's the most luscious old gold, sort of antique gold. It's very similar to Weeks Straw, which I was using on the original, and but I actually like this better. Russian Caramel. She's good with names too. Nicola, they're fabulous. So that's my little haul from Nicola, and a couple of pieces I got for my sister too, which was really nice. So they're beautiful. They're all on different counts of linen, which is just my favorite thing to stitch on. But one thing I forgot to say about Lisa in Paddock Lane Designs, she does a lot of dyeing on Ada and Even Weave as well, and I know that getting hand dyed for Ada stitches can be tricky sometimes. So check out Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs. Yeah, if you're an Ada stitcher and looking for some. I'm not a fabric snob. You stitch on whatever you want, whatever you prefer, and it's great seeing those sort of options out there. And oh, another really talented maker. I didn't meet her because we actually have met before at the Mittagong Stitches Retreat. Now, where is the card? Where did I put it? I had this all prepped, and then I had to restart the video. Now I can't find anything. Ah, here it is. I admire everybody's project bag collections. I do. I don't have a lot of project bags myself. I love them. It's just any spare money I have goes into samplers that I can reproduce for you guys. So I don't often have a lot to spend on other sort of, you know, stitchy fun things. And then, but I saw this. This is the project. It's got sushi on it. This is the project bag by the lovely Taryn from Theresa Handmaids, and that's T.ZIR Handmaids. Again, I will put everything in the description box. She works mainly from Facebook, I understand. I'm not on Facebook, so forgive me if that's not 100% right, but I will put the information on there. Taryn is so lovely. We had such a nice chat, and just to see her work in person, honestly, that I couldn't sew a corner like that, you know, if my life depended on it. I sew, I have a sewing machine, but I'm terrible at right angles and straight seams. Terrible. I'm amazed. So I got myself a sushi bag, and I also bought one for my sister, which was fun. And this lovely big project bag as well. I've been working on some hand piece quilts for a long time now, and I think one of them is going to live in this so that I can hopefully get that finished before too long. So I'll show you sometime in another video. So that is the lovely Taryn from Theresa Handmaids. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Yeah, so I got to actually spend some time with wonderful people, and oh, again, thank you everybody who was there. There's something about stitches, just the best people. Anyway, it was all a bit of a rush for me because we kind of came in late, and you know, just coming in and seeing everybody, and it was so nice to be able to have all my new things there and to have all the models as well, because you know, from trying to photograph your own stitching, how difficult it is to take good photographs of your work. And as a designer, I really struggle with that too, because trying to take good photos of your work to put on covers and everything is something I'm trying to get better at. And so it was lovely to be able to have the models there that people can see. And yeah, it was just super fun. And we sat down at a table, the last place that had two spots left, my sister and I, and we found out two of the ladies at the table were from the same city as my sister. So she's got a stitching group now, and I'm just thrilled. And this is the wonderful thing about being able to go to a retreat, if you're able to, that the people you meet and that you realize you may be close by and not know. So I encourage you, if you have the opportunity to go to a retreat, or if you're a bit shy and concerned, do go if you can. My first retreat, I didn't know a single person, and I'm not a joiner. I'm not someone who joins groups and inserts themselves willingly into social interactions. I'm not me. But I went, and I had a fabulous time, and I met wonderful people, and I think still my favourite kind of social get-togethers are with other stitchers. So even those of you who are very highly introverted like me, yeah, it is worth the effort, and you will meet lovely, lovely, lovely people. But I also know that, you know, attending retreats is not possible for everybody. You know, time and money and mobility and all those sort of things, it is a privilege. So if you're unable to, there are other ways to connect, and please do, you know, join a stitch along, you know, start doing Flosstube, you know, join stitching groups. You know, we you know, we want you to join in, and you know, you are welcome in any way that you want to participate. So yeah, we see you. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking for everybody. I don't know where that came from, but there you go. It's quite an odd sensation sitting here and front of a camera talking to yourself, but I think I'm learning. 4 videos coming up. I am hoping to get to a weekly schedule, but it may not be every week. I'm aiming for that. We'll sort of go for once a fortnight, and we're aiming for once a week, so we'll get there. And thank you to everyone who's left such nice comments and subscribed and everything. That really means a great deal to me. And for those of you who said that you would like to sort of see the antique reproduction process, yeah, that's something we're going to do. In fact, I have a sampler on its way to me now that I'm so excited to share with you. It's quite special for a reason that I'm dying to blurt out now, but I won't. I'll wait. It's coming. It's coming. That I think is going to be perfect to bring you along on that process so that you can see. And look, this is not in any way prescriptive. You don't go to school to learn how to do antique reproductions. This is just what I've learned and my process, and it would be nice to, you know, share with you guys. Yeah, so it's not gospel or anything, but it's just what I have found works for me. So this sampler that's coming, I think, is going to be a really great one to share with you, and I think I've worked out a way to do it, to sort of keep it safe. And yeah, I can't wait to tell you this. Sorry, I'll stop. I get a bit excited about samplers. I'm a big nerd. Okay, speaking of samplers, I promised to show you one from my collection, because Sampler September, I think, finishes today. I'm not very good with keeping up with, you know, keeping up with the months and the things and the going on. I just love how you guys all do this, but I'm not very good at it. I will try now and again, but I'm not good at it. Anyway, I promised to show you one of the samplers from my collection. And don't get the wrong idea. I don't have a Nicola Parkman size collection, you know, and bless her for sharing them with us, because, you know, my jaw drops every time I see one of her videos. I don't have anything like that. Most of the samplers I have in my collection are for study. So they are old pieces that are full of holes and that are unframed, and that I use to learn from and to reproduce as a kind of way of conserving them, as well as a way of passing them on to Stitches now. So the vast, you know, it's not a vast collection, but the vast majority of my collection are ones that are in very poor shape. So they're not framed and put up on the wall and you know, all that kind of thing. This is an unusual one that came to me framed, and for a reason that will become obvious in a moment. This is not one that I'm going to reproduce as is. Now, I bought this virtually sight unseen. Online, it had a very terrible photo, so I couldn't tell when I bought it that about half the sampler is done over one. The Adam and Eve down the bottom is done over one. This border here, done over one. All these beautiful trees on hills, over one. The center thing here, over one. These, over one. The writing here, over one. Like, more motifs at the top, over one. About half of it is stitched over one. Like, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But, oh, by the way, her name is Annie Allfrey, age 12. From what I believe, there isn't a date on it. Nope, no date. Annie, oh, no, it's one. Oh, they hide. 1881. Now, I haven't studied Annie Allfrey yet, so I haven't learned anything about her, but Annie Allfrey, 1881. Now, it's a beautiful piece. I love the soft colours. Some of the motifs are fascinating. It's a bit hard to see, but there's these funny little swans who are like facing each other with this like plant in between them. It looks like they're about to duke it out. I don't know what it is. It's weird. I love it. It's got some beautiful motifs, but I figured being 1/1, I mean, does anybody want to stitch that much 1/1? I'm assuming not. If I'm wrong, let me know. We'll have a think. God bless 12-year-old eyes, because these stitches are so small. It's simply incredible. This border here that has like these honeysuckles and things are just incredibly beautiful, but so very small. The other idea I had though was it might be nice to take some of the motifs and do like a collection of smalls or something. If that's something that you think you would like from any Elfie, leave me a comment and we'll see what we can do. But anyway, here's a sampler I can actually show you. So yeah, this is Annie Elfie. I love it. Now, I feel greatly honoured to be the custodian of these for now, and also to be able to share them with Modern Stitches, because, you know, I feel like I have a lot to learn from Annie, age 12, and her amazingly tiny little stitches. So that's Annie. Now, I can't remember if I've said everything I meant to say. I hope I did. I hope I thanked everybody. I hope I thanked you for coming to visit, and particularly, one thing I did forget. Thank you, brain. For those of you who are at the Daisy Chain Stitches retreat, if you bought a thread pack for In the Library from me, can you please convo me on Etsy? I have something a little extra I need to send you as a gift. Explanation will come. But please, if there was 5 of you there who bought the thread pack from me, I have no way of tracking you down. If you could please send me a message on Etsy, I'd really appreciate that. And thank you for doing that. I can't wait to see everybody start stitching it. But yes, that was the thing I needed to remember. Also, my competition is still running. We are getting awfully close to 500 subscribers, and thank you for that. I have decided that there will be several sets of prizes, and they're not all the spider design. We're going to have a set of prizes when we hit 500 subscribers, and that you'll have choice from. So if you would like to be entered for some stitchy goodness, please subscribe and leave a comment on any of the videos, and we will go from there. Thank you for that. And yeah, I have some really exciting things coming up I would love to share with you guys, and to thank you again for your company and your kindness again. I find astonishing. So thank you for being you. Anyway, we will catch up again soon. Thanks for your time. Have a lovely, lovely day.